Well, hello! My name is Mark, but you probably already know that. Fortunately, today you will not see my disgusting face, but instead, you will hear my unpleasant voice. I have prepared a presentation for you about how things go in America when the holiday called Halloween begins. Have a seat. Enjoy. Let's start with the basic informations of Halloween in the USA, okay? So, it's no secret that holidays are a serious matter for Americans. From Thanksgiving to fireworks on July 4th, the United States is known for embracing and even expanding holiday traditions. The scariest holiday of the year is no exception: Halloween. Halloween, which takes place every year on October 31st, is a highly expected holiday event in America for both children and adults. Thanks to scary movies, houses of horror, flatbed riding, cornfields, apple hunting, pumpkin carving, delicious goodies, costume parties, and caroling, Halloween is one of the most sophisticated events of the year, and also one of the most expensive. People are really showing off their scariest and bravest side on Halloween. Did you know, for example, that a quarter of sweets are sold annually on Halloween? That's a lot of sugar. The arrival of Halloween in America. A little history won't hurt anyone, so let's talk about how it all happened. The history of Halloween continues into the colonial era of New England, where celebrations were very limited due to uncompromising systems of the Protestant faith. In the early days of America, Halloween was much more commonly celebrated in Maryland and the southern colonies. The first American celebrations included playful parties, which are public events organized to harvest crops and share the stories of the dead through songs and dances. In the second half of the 19th century, when America was flooded with new immigrants, the popular spooky Halloween celebrations began. I'll tell you one of the scary stories here, but you'll have to wait for that. So that would be all for history, and now we can throw ourselves into Halloween traditions, customs, and games. So the probably most famous tradition on Halloween in US is trick or treat. Basically, children in costumes go around the neighbors, sing carols, and get small sweet for them. If the owner of the house is annoyed and does not open the door for them, they will make his life a living hell. For example, they are throwing the toilet paper at their houses and their gardens. Other well-known traditions include carving pumpkins, as I have already suggested, wearing masks and costumes, which is associated with the Halloween parade, where children compete for the most original costume and mask, and of course, telling scary and horror stories, and now I will tell you one of them. Jeff the Killer. Jeff started out as a Norman suburban teenager, living with his mother Margaret, father Peter, and brother Lou. At some point in Jeff's life, when he reached the age of 13, he and his family moved into a new neighborhood after his father got a promotion. Jeff and his brother were happy about the idea. Not long after settling into the new neighborhood, Jeff obtains an odd feeling in his mind, but does not think too much of it. A day later, Jeff and Lou go to the bus stop void of people. While waiting for the school bus, 3 kids, Randy, Troy, and Keith, approach the brothers and mug them at the knife point, taking Lou's wallet in the process. Jeff gets the feeling in his head again and gets into a fight with 3 bullies, incapacitating all 3 of them, shocking Lou. Jeff and Lou leave the scene after the school bus nears in and go to school, believing they are in the clear. The next morning, however, police arrive at Jeff's house, and both Jeff and Lou are accused of attacking the trio with no apparent motivation. Even after Jeff tries to tell the police that they were being mocked, the police doesn't believe him. Jeff Riley takes the blame for the whole thing and is about to be taken away by the police to a correctional facility for a whole year. But Lou steps in with a knife in hand and takes the blame for the whole incident, showing cuts and bruises on his arm to prove it. Lou is then taken away in Jeff's place, leaving Jeff into a depression. After 2 days, Jeff becomes more and more debilitated with guilt and loneliness. However, on a Saturday morning, Jeff's mother insists that he goes to a neighbor's birthday party as she believes it will make him happy. Jeff reluctantly goes to the party, which shortly takes his mind off of Lou, making him feel slightly better. However, things take a turn for the worse when Randy, Troy, and Keith track Jeff at the party and confront him. With anger in their eyes showing that they are wanting an obvious fight, Jeff tries to reason with Randy, believing that the odds are even between the two as he got to beat them and they got his brother sent to the juvenile detention center. But Randy dismisses this as he claims, "I don't go for even, I go for winning." Randy then proceeds to brutally attack Jeff while Troy and Keith hold the parents and children at gunpoint to prevent them from stopping the fight. During the fight, Randy smashes a bottle of vodka over Jeff's head, drenching him in alcohol. After Randy incapacitates Jeff, he constantly yells at Jeff to fight back, but after struggling to stand, Randy finally insults Jeff, telling him that Lou will rot in prison and that he should be ashamed of himself, that he won't do anything about it. This infuriates Jeff to stand up and knock Randy to the ground, striking a vicious punch to Randy's chest, causing arrhythmia to his heart, which results in his death. Troy and Keith, enraged by Randy's death, begin to shoot Jeff with their guns. They fail to hit him. After two run out of ammunition, Jeff lures them to the bathroom, where he mortally wounds them. During the struggle with Keith, a tub of bleach drenches Jeff, and so Keith takes this opportunity to set Jeff on fire by throwing his lighter at him. With the combination of alcohol and bleach drenched on Jeff, it sets him ablaze, making it practically impossible for him to put out the flames himself. Jeff then falls down the stairs of the house and passes out as the flames engulf him. Jeff wakes up in a hospital room with bandages covering his face and body and is informed by his mother that Lou is being released from jail, after witnesses overheard Randy mention that he was responsible for getting Lou in prison. Several weeks later, Jeff's bandages are removed, revealing his face to be deformed. Jeff takes a liking to his face, and when his family notice the behavior, the doctors mistakenly assure them that it is a result of the painkillers. When taken home that day during the night, Jeff's mother wakes up to find Jeff in the bathroom burning out his own eyelids and carving a Glasgow smile up to his cheeks. She realizes that Jeff has gone insane and knows he needs to be killed. When informing Jeff's father, Jeff overhears this and proceeds to butcher his parents. Lou wakes up from the noise and tries to avoid it by trying to go back to sleep. However, Jeff creeps into the room and tells Lou to go to sleep. Before plunging the knife into his chest, Lou's fate is then left uncertain. Jeff then goes on a serial killing rampage, killing those who refuse to sleep at night. Jeff becomes infamously known as the ominous unknown killer.
So that would be all. I'm sorry that you had to wait so long to see this. Practically it was about this story, but I hope that you still liked it. So, thanks for your attention, and bye!